Let's all grab a ball. Okay. So straight away, we're going to get in with this idea of working with this full moon. Okay, so we are holding this moon and we're going to go for our open and closes, but they're going to be a bit bigger today. Okay, so we're going to open out with an inhale. Imagine holding that whole space of the moon and then drawing it back in. Make sure the shoulders don't get too tense. Open. Draw in. Open. And draw in. Come into the belly on this time. We're going to pause for 3 belly breaths here. So we're breathing in through the nose, belly expand. Slow release. Inhale. And let a bit of tension and leave the body, let it go with the breath. One more. Lovely. And then we're going to go up to the heart space. If you can make that ball open and closing, great. If it's a little bit much energy for you, you could make that very small, or you could just hold the hands on the chest space and imagine an opening and a closing. Can match the breath. Open and close. Expand. Heart opens and draw back in. One more. Open chest, open heart. And draw in, everyone close the hands and rest on the chest there. Let everything soften. And we're going to have 3 breaths here. Just notice the chest rise. Release. Tension goes from the shoulders. And last one, let the tension go from the jaw and the neck. Lovely. And then we're going to draw up to the mind space. You can make it as big as you want, imagining that lovely huge moon. Or you can hold the hands on that point in the middle of the eyebrows, or you could do a little massage of that area if you want to limit the movement, especially as we're getting over the shoulders, and it can be a bit of a potsy issue. So just see where you're at today. The idea is the same. We're going to keep an opening and a closing idea. Drawing in. Opening. And drawing in. Expand out, drawing nice breath in. And letting the breath go, coming back in. One more, open. And draw in. Everyone just make a little bit of contact with that mind space. A little bit of a massage. a soften, a breath. And then let palms just draw down and have a little rest there. Hello, Barney. I know. You're just a bit grumpy this week.
It's a moon massage too.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
He wants a moon massage too.
I've got to turn this off. I'm sorry. I've moved so far away. I can't hear you guys properly. Oh, up. Okay, that should be better. You okay? Okay. So, how are the energy levels, everybody? Okay at the moment? Okay. I'll still keep trying to give you some smaller movements as well. Everything soften, connection to the earth through the feet. Draw the head up into the sky there. And we're just going to go for a little look up to that moon. Nose goes up, chin up. And slowly draw it back down to the chest. Doesn't have to go all the way to the chest, just somewhere down towards it. And then draw up. Just 2 or 3 times each way. Look at the moon. And bring it down. We'll do it one more time. I'm going to add in a little pause and breath at the top there. Take another inhale and then slowly bring it down to the chest. Exhale. And just come back to neutral, nice and slow for everything. Adjust. Lovely. Have a little move of the neck in a way that works for you. And we're going to give the shoulders a little bit of release in there as well, because stuff can always flag up there after doing a bit of neck movements. Lovely. Okay. So the next one, we're going to open up the spine a bit. We're going to be twisting and turning. So I want us to just loosen up a little bit with a bit of temple gong. So that's just a nice little open and twist and sway with the arms. If I can get a bit of contact with the body, I will. A little tap at the sides or to the kidneys. See if you can let the arms be a little bit looser. And then just bring it to about half the speed you were going just now. Have a little think about a 50% reduction in speed and what that movement would look like. And just return to a little bit of a sway when you get to the end. A bit of breath. Whole body is soft and loose and flowing. All the joints are happy. Lovely. Bring it to almost stillness, a tiny sway. And then to almost stillness, whatever that is for you, that might still be a little bit of movement. Just bringing body a little bit more still. Have a little notice of how you feel, whether you need to make any changes, adjustments, any areas you might need to release with a bit of breath. I've noticed my pelvis is not quite in the right position and I'm getting a little bit tense in my shoulders and my neck. So I'm just going to flag that to you guys so we can all think about maybe the pelvis. Can we take that back a little bit so the bum cheeks are getting a little bit more squished into the chair, so the pelvis is coming back. I'm going to show you from the side as well. So this is where I'm like trying to sit. This is why I'm getting tension, but I can let that go down a little. I'm not going to let the whole back slump, but that's going to go a little bit further back. And then I'm going to think about the rest. Can I relax the shoulders a little? Can I draw the head up just a little bit higher into the sky and maybe just drop the chin a little? And already I can feel there's a little less discomfort that there was. So maybe there's some little adjustments that you guys can make. Soft knees if you're standing up. Okay. So I'm going to be turning behind me with this movement. So let me just show you it from a couple of angles before we jump into it. We all start with holding our moon. And then I'm going to take this round, okay? And I'm going to be placing that moon in the sky. So my back's turning, my chest is turning, I'm reaching out there. So from the side, it would look like this. And this doesn't have to be as big as mine. This is the peak of this movement that any of us will be doing. None of us will be going further than this. You'll be going probably less further than this, okay? And then we're drawing that moon back to center and taking it round to the other side. So let's just have a little play with it without having to add anything with like breath or visualization too much, just so we can have a little check in with the spine and what kind of movement we've got. So we're taking this round. I start to go to the back. Then one hand just going to reach up and place that moon there. The other hand's going to hang around, waiting to get back in there. Have a little look to those hands, fingers. Draw the moon back with one hand. We grasp it with two. So whenever we get back in the middle here, we can just have a little soften. Maybe the shoulders can relax, the elbows, check in with your posture for a second, and then take it round to the other side. Maybe it just gets halfway and we're going to place it over there, or maybe we can scoop it around and we like to get that little bit bigger stretch in. Have a little look to your hand. Has it got that moon up nice and high in the sky there? And then draw it back to center. I'm just going to do one more on each side at the moment there, and then check in. Might be that your moon's getting a little bit lower now, or maybe you're really getting into the stretch of it and you want to get it just a little bit higher in the sky. Leave it there now. So we're going to place it there in its final destination. You can give the fingers a little wiggle. Get all that pressure off them. Bring the hands back in front of the body, and we're going to draw up to the mind space. And we're going to bring the palms down from the mind. into the chest, the heart space, and then finish on the belly there. Rest hands on belly. Okay, just have a little pause. That was quite a big stretch involving a lots of things, the neck. So just check that everything's good. You don't need to adjust or move anything. Have 2 breaths there. Lovely. So how did that one feel? Would you like to do that one again to lock it in a little bit more and experiment with it? Or was that kind of the limit for you?
That was the limit for me, but just because I've got elbow issues anyway, so it was nice to have a stretch. But I think any more I might hurt myself, so I can do some
Okay.
breathing. If others want to go through it, I'll just chill.
Well, maybe let's do something a little bit different and then come back to that one and see how we're feeling then so we don't overdo it in a certain area.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Awesome. Excellent. Fantastic. Because, yeah, we can add in a tiny bit more with that, add a bit of breath maybe, but I don't think we've looked at that move for a while, and some of you either have seen it and it's been a while or it's completely new. So we'll just do a little bit more building up here as well. Okay, soften shoulders, have a little check in. I haven't got a watch on, no surprise. Okay, 6:25. Awesome, we're about halfway through. So if anyone wants to go at half past, maybe just 1 or so movements if you need help to limit. Okay, so we come back to our ball. This is our lovely moon now. We're really just going to have a sec to connect in with that idea now. What does that mean to us? What does that look like? Is it that perfect cartoon representation of the moon there? Is it the complete accurate you've taken images of the moon and then recreated it right there? Is it precise? Is it I've got a glowing one inside actually. I'll have to go and I'll get that out at some point, which changes color. That's
Oh my
really
God.
fun. So this is your idea of the moon. I can bring it into the body, bring it in a little bit closer, share a little bit of that energy. We almost push it into the belly. Remember that idea of going into the knee before with our energy ball? Can we bring that in so it actually goes a little bit into the body? Awesome. And then we're going to take it out. It can be just a bit further out, or it can be the whole stretch that we've got. And then draw it in again. Lovely. And we're going to take this up into the sky or just up to the forehead. So see where your limits are, the forehead or up into the sky. Lovely. Draw down. Past the face, past the chest, into the body again. Just a moment to pause. And then we're going to take it out. It's going to stretch out in front. Lovely. Feel that energy from the moon. Maybe it's vibrating a little bit further up. And then draw it in. Then just have a little pause, have a little breath. Share of that lovely lunar energy into the body. And now we're going to take it down. So we're all in slightly different places. So some of us are going to be moving it along and down the legs. Some of us just might be moving it across the front of the legs. Or if you're standing, you might want to take that all the way to the ground. So just have a little experiment with where that might be for you. So I'm going to go down in front of the legs so that I can get at least an idea connection to the earth. That's what we're going for, some kind of connection to the earth. And then I'm going to draw that up. It's quite powerful now. So share a little bit of earth energy with that. And we're going to bring it back into the abdomen. Lovely. Have a breath. I'll do it one more time out to the front, out to the horizon. Lovely. Draw in. Have a breath. And then we're going to take it up, either to the forehead or into the sky. You can have a little look up there. Lovely. And then draw down quite close to the face, the head there, so we can share a little bit of that energy inside. Draw it down from the head to the chest, through the center of the body. Rest on the belly. Have a little soften. And then we're going to go down one more time. We'll take it to the earth somehow. So wherever you want to go. And bring it back to the belly. Lovely. Have a little check-in with your moon. And then you can bring it in. You can close the palms, bring it entirely into the abdomen there. Have a little wiggle and move, or a little flow. Just a little bit of consolidation there. Lovely. And now we've got our moon placed inside the abdomen there. Let's go for a nice spiral massage into the abdomen, just to really lock that into place and push that energy all inside. So I'm going to go nice and big. And then gently start to reduce the size. Until I'm a little bit smaller in the middle there. And then reverse. Again, a little bit bigger. And the whole of the abdomen's getting in there. You might have some noises, rumblings. It's all good. Return to the belly there and just soften. And then you can have a little move, a little walk around, maybe a drink, have a little check-in, a little move. Have a little think. How you doing? Oh no, I've got a squeak on my brace. Oh, I don't think you'll hear it, but if you see me huffing, it's because I'm hearing a squeak every time I move, like the Tin Man. Oh, I have to get the WD-40 out. It does seem to fix it though, a miracle. Lovely. Okay, so how are those energy levels now? Anyone want to avoid any areas? Okay. Anyone need to sit who's been standing or have a rest? Or... Okay. So we're going to go down with the head a bit more. We just did a little bit going up and down. We started to get a bit more movement with the spine. This is going to start moving a lot of like spinal fluid and things like that. It's also going to open the abdomen because we're going to be closing and then we're going to be opening. So we're kind of going to be moving tissue, connective tissue, fascia. We use this moon still. So this is lift the moon. We've done this a few times, some of you. So we're just going to have a little check-in. We did a little bit of a downward facing movement. We're just going to have another little play, really nice and slow. I've got a bit of a gap here between my knees now so that I can get a bit further forward, have a little bit more movement of the spine and hopefully feel nice and stable still. So make sure you're back enough on your chair to move forward. And then just have a little slow drop of the head and see where you kind of feel is your limit or feels comfortable. And then draw it back up. Do we immediately need to make any adjustments, maybe to the way we're sitting or the pelvis, or let something soften? And then we'll go for one more. Let the head go forward. I'm thinking about that pelvis connecting me there. And then I'm going to draw back up. And I'm going to take this into a little bit of a look, a little bit higher this time. We open that neck up at the start. We're going back there. Don't need to go any further. And then bring it into neutral. Lovely. Have a little check-in. And then we're going to get the arms a little bit more involved. So maybe just watch me for a second if you haven't seen this movement before, because I'm going to be putting my head down. So you'll have your head down in a minute. I'm going to reach down with the arms now. I'm going to reach somewhere towards the earth. I'm going to float my hands up to the chest. I'm going to cup my hands to hold the moon here in front of the chest. And then I'm going to draw it up and place it somewhere up in the sky. And then release the arms just slowly down to the sides of the body. So we'll go for a few of those, just see what comes back to you, see what movement you've got today. It can be a lot smaller than mine. I'm gonna just have a little feel where I'm gonna go to. Engage the pelvis, draw arms up. Cup hands to hold the moon. And lift it up into the sky. Place it there. And release. One more. Go down. Lift. Grab the moon. Take it up. Place it there. And everything soften. Lovely. Just have a little wiggle, little check in. So for me, that one felt quite good and all right today. So I'm probably gonna do that 3 more times, but you don't have to if that was your limit today. And I think I'm gonna try and add the breath to those 3 as I'm only gonna do 3 more. So I'm gonna inhale as I draw up. That whole drawing up of the moon, connecting to it's going to be my inhale. I'm going to place it there in the sky, and then I'm going to let go of the breath, let go of the arms, let go of the tension. So you can do your 3 as slow as you like, as mindful as you like, and it doesn't have to have the breath there. But whenever you're ready to draw up, you can take that breath in. Everything soften and pause however you like for just like a minute or so. It could be moving, swaying, or just hands resting on the belly. And inviting a little bit of space in with that breath. Give me one more releasing breath, letting any tension that might have built up fade away. Lovely. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm not sure I want to go back to that move that I said. Maybe we'll go back to that because I feel like we've done quite a lot with the arms. But if you want to throw in your own little mini practice there, you can go back to that. We were just taking the moon round and placing it behind us and drawing it back and going for the other side. And we can look at this. If you enjoyed this routine, we can look at it again next week. It will be sort of either side of the full moon, so that might be really nice just to lock it in. But we're just going to close it down now because we still need a bit of energy for that. So we opened up working from the body and the heart and the head. It's basically the same thing, but we reverse it now. So we bring the mind in, the heart, chest in, and then finish on bringing that energy into the body. And we're not going to do loads more, so I'll just try and do 3 onto each part, imagining drawing in. So you can draw up to the mind space, just have a little check in, little connect. You can have a little rub of that point, get a little connection going there. And then whenever you're ready, you can match the breath, or you can just go with that imagination of opening and closing. Going to open, expand out to the whole circumference of that moon, this big moon, full moon now. And I'm going to draw it back into the mind space. Open, draw in. Last one, expand. And close. Close it down. Have a little bit of contact there, a little bit of a massage. Maybe bring the mind back in. And then we'll take it down to the chest. And relax. You can cross them or you can hold them there. Or you can open and close wherever your energy levels are at the moment. Have a little check in. And then open, expand. We use the mind to open and close. Draw in. Open and close. One more time. Expanding open and drawing back into the heart space. Close it down, bring it all back inside. That little bit of power. And take the hands down to the abdomen. Lovely. Let shoulders soften. Last bit of check-in with ourselves. And then just 3 times, as big or as small as you want to go. Open, expand. And draw in. Open. And close. One more. Expanding out and then drawing all of that energy, all of that power, that light, lunar energy back into the body. And you can rest the hands on the belly there, let the shoulders soften. Just have a little breath, a little notice before you rush into anything else. Let any energy move around the body, get delivered to anywhere it needs to go, or maybe there's somewhere in particular that you want to send it to. Can you feel a bit of that lively energy, that chi? Can you use the mind to send it somewhere? One more releasing breath. And then have a little wiggle or a stretch, a little look around. Oh, I've gone over. Okay, never mind. You guys okay?
Oh, that was good.
Thank you.
I still thought I had loads of time there. So do a little bit more massage. But if you want to finish off yourselves, like with face massage or lymphatic, you know how it goes. I don't mind doing it with you. At least a little bit of face integration there. Especially if we've got limited energy, if you can only work on a couple of places, the face and the chest, they're the ones I'd go for. Get down the neck, help that flow. Lovely. Thank you very much.